Hello, it's Tease again. And I just want to say really quickly now, due to lust, whoremongers, and jealousy, that would pretty much run you out of anywhere. Well, for me, it ran me out of a quote unquote congregation. I don't know if it was probably not necessarily a church, but due to lust, the lust of other people, whoremongers that are in the actual congregation, and jealousy from the fellows, I'm just like, and mind you, this is all in a quote unquote congregation where everybody should be have their face buried in Bibles, but yet there's I don't know. That like really rubbed me the wrong way because you think you're dressing accordingly, but I don't know if it's the fact that any skin is showing at all. Maybe some people do get turned on by legs. Like, oh, okay, well, I've seen your chins, or I have a thing for feet. And that's another thing, too. Now, if they have a fetish about, okay, well, you're dressing sexily or you're dressing too provocative, but like, what about feet? People have feet fetishes. So you'll have these women who are covered from head to toe. You don't see anything, but then you got your sexy toes out. And I'm just like, you don't think that's going to turn somebody on? But that's deemed appropriate. It's just really weird to me. You can have a sexy face and sexy head. And they say nothing too. They say cover your hair, but they'll have. I've seen women with their hair out with nice hairstyles. Like I don't have a problem with it. I wouldn't disagree with whether you want your hair covered or not. But my thing is, I'm deemed inappropriate for having my chins out in a non-sexy fashion. But like I say, they literally will be fully covered, but have their sexy toes out. The nail polish and the heels. But I mean, is that not what strippers wear? Do they not wear heels and nail polish and sexy foots? But okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it's a hypocrisy or if it's a double standard or a contradiction. Whatever it is, it just kind of just doesn't look right. And my thing is, if everything, nothing's going to be to the book when you have two of the opposite people together. Because like I say, we can be fully dressed and covered in dirt from head to toe. Somebody's still going to be looking like, I wonder what Joe is doing over there. I wonder what lady's doing over there, I mean, unless you're like the other lady who she was just too intrigued with me. Maybe she was the same sexter and she just didn't know how to say it. So she just deemed me inappropriate because I was turning her on. Whether I knew it or not. But again, like I say, the men, they can be fully dressed, have their head covered, and we can be fully dressed, have our hair covered, but it's still, somebody's still gonna be attracted to the opposite sex. So it's like I'm thinking they're gonna look anyway, but the point is to not entice anyone. But again, I'm not one with a foot fetish, but as a man, I'm sure men would like a woman with nice feet, and then you have your feet, your sexy feet showing, but nothing else is showing. That's not gonna be enticing. But then they just couldn't handle my legs, my chins being out. I'll say maybe, I was like past the knee chins. Yeah, so you'll see some sexy chins, and they couldn't handle that. But then it's okay to have the women with their sexy feet out. To me, this is just a little too weird for me. Like, so that's not my style anyway. That is not my style. I mean, I don't have a problem with the order, but it's like that is. Maybe that makes too much sense to me, but that's just too orderly. Or I just sit there covered from head to toe and don't have my chins or nothing out. Like, the men just sit there so holy. Please get the hell out of here. My gosh, but that's not my style anymore. I tried though; it was a nice experience, but yeah, that was since it'll be the first and last Sabbath I'll be attending in person. But anyway, yeah, I'm saying that's why you can't have the whoremongers in the building. Like I said, if there weren't any whoremongers in the building, the women wouldn't be so nervous, and the men wouldn't be so excited. And like I say, it wasn't even the men. The men didn't say anything. They didn't say, "Hey, what do you have on?" Because when I initially met the Israelite, the men were, they say, "Hey, the pants that you have on in the tank top is deemed inappropriate because it's, with the pants." It'd kind of be like, okay, you're trying to wear men's pants, even though they weren't men pants. But how they said, well, the women's not supposed to wear pants, and then with the tank top, like, okay, I can get it, okay, because perhaps the cleavage was showing, and perhaps the tank top was tight. I was like, okay, so I can get that part, like, okay, where men can be like, hey, okay, this could be considered alluring or tempting. And like I said, okay, I can get that part, because if you hardly have clothes on, then like, oh, okay, ooh, I see your arms, or I see your breast, cool. I can see how that can be enticing to a man, but it's like if I'm in a quote unquote congregation